This video, I'm installing a rear rotor guard, and most of the videos run at an accelerated rate at 8x. So currently I'm removing the rear tire so I can have access to the calipers and the current caliper holder. So I take the tire, put it off the side. So you see me now brushing off all the grime that's either where the tire bolts onto the swing arm and also on the brake caliper. I just want to remove all the grime, try to clean it up as much as I can. I take a couple of photos, make sure I get my cotter keys and pins back in correctly. So you see me there removing the cotter pin holders and the pin that holds the brake pads. So I'm continuing to clean, and I'm going to split the video right here. The image that you see is the rotor guard as it comes out of the box. It's nice anodized blue. It comes with two bushings for the axle. I'm currently showing you the two different bushings that are on my fingers. One slightly larger for a larger axle, and I measure the bushing relative to the axle here in a second. I go get the axle and push the bushings through it. Anyways, you see me going back to get the rear axle right now. So I pick up one of the bushings, and you can see it's quite a bit larger than what it needs to be, and that's the bushing that you don't want to use. I'm going to go put the axle and that bushing over on the table and come back and prepare the rotor guard. There we go, the nice anodized blue, nice CNC rotor guard. The reason why I wanted to get one of these is because I had an issue where I bent one of the rotors on a trail ride that I had when I was going over some rocks. So I'm taking the old aluminum housing that holds the calipers and just removing one of the holding studs for the caliper. You see me there. It's on fairly tight. It's got Loctite on there. And then I come over here and I try to clean it up as much as I can. I'm going to take all the grime off of it, all the old grease on there. Then I'll put some new Loctite and torque it onto the new rotor guard. Now, in the owner's manual, it didn't say what torque setting, but it did have some. It's a 12 millimeter nut that goes on there. So I torqued it at one of the 12 millimeter nut specs that they had in the manual. Hopefully that's good. I put a liberal amount of blue Loctite, and you see here. So one of the things I do here is just continue to clean off all the grime and put a little bit of grease on the surfaces that need to move. Let's see here. Okay. So on the bushings, I want the axle to come in there and not get seized up. The axle is a steel axle, and the bushing is brass, I believe, and then the rotor guard is aluminum. So I just put a little bit of grease on it to make sure that it doesn't seize up or oxidize in place. So you see me putting back the brake calipers. During this time I swapped out gloves, make sure I had some clean gloves that didn't have grease on there. And once you get grease on the calipers, you see me putting the brake pads back on. If you get grease on the brake pads, you need to replace them. You'll never be able to get that grease off and use. And once you get grease on the rotor, a lot of times you need to either clean off the rotor really well or replace it as well. Okay, so I've got the rotor guard back in place, and you see me installing the back tire, getting the axle through there. So there it is, it comes in. It got stuck there for a second. So one of the things I need to do is just make sure, put a little bit of grease on the threads to make sure that the aluminum lock nut or nut that holds the axle and the rear wheel in place doesn't get seized up. and go get my torque, check the torque values that the owner's manual says, and then I also look to see if the chain is tensioned correctly and if the right and left sides are spaced correctly. So there I am, I'm applying torque, snug it up first, and then I go to the complete torque. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this video.